In a vast green forest, where sunlight danced through the towering trees and the air was filled with the sweet songs of birds, there lived a small sunflower named Suri. He had bright yellow petals and a slender green stem, but he felt overshadowed by the mighty oak trees, the towering pines, and the fragrant jasmine plants that surrounded him. Every day, he gazed up at the tall trees and sighed, feeling small and unimportant. "Look at them," Suri thought sadly. "The oak trees are so strong. Birds build their nests in their branches, travelers rest in their shade, and they withstand even the strongest storms. The jasmine flowers may be small, but their fragrance spreads throughout the forest, making everything smell sweet and fresh. And here I am, just a tiny flower swaying in the wind. What good am I?" As Suri drooped in sadness, the jasmine plant beside him noticed his sorrow and spoke gently. "Suri, why do you compare yourself to the oaks and the pines? You are beautiful in your own way. You bloom under the sun, and your golden petals bring happiness to those who see you." Suri sighed. "But I am not as strong as the oak, nor as tall as the pines, and I cannot spread fragrance like you. I feel useless." Just then, a little girl walking through the forest stopped in front of Suri. Her eyes lit up with joy as she bent down to admire him. "Oh, what a lovely sunflower!" she exclaimed. She gently touched his petals, smiling brightly. At that moment, a butterfly fluttered down and landed softly on one of Suri's petals, while a bee buzzed nearby, collecting nectar. Suri watched in wonder. The girl's happiness, the butterfly's trust, and the bee's need for nectar all reminded him that he had a purpose too. Days passed, and Suri began to see his own value. He noticed how many creatures depended on him. The bees came every morning to collect nectar, which helped them make honey. The butterflies often rested on his petals, enjoying the warmth of the sun. Even small birds hopped around him, picking insects from the ground nearby. As he observed the life around him, Suri realized that he was not useless. He had an important role to play. One evening, a strong wind blew through the forest. The tall trees swayed and creaked under the force of the wind. Branches snapped, and leaves scattered across the ground. Suri trembled, fearing that he would be uprooted. But he was surprised to see that, unlike the trees that lost heavy branches, he remained standing. His flexible stem bent with the wind instead of breaking. It was then that he understood, strength is not just about being big or tall. Sometimes it is about adapting and surviving. As the days went by, Suri embraced his uniqueness. He no longer envied the tall trees or the fragrant flowers. Instead, he stood proudly, blooming brightly under the sun, knowing that his beauty, his nectar, and his resilience made him special in his own way. Moral: don't compare yourself to others. Everyone has their own strengths and purpose. Embrace who you are, and shine in your own way.